And he's just like all up on her, like pretty much hand over the chi-chis and just like,
In the lobby?
yeah, and kissing her neck and everything. And it was funny entertainment, but low-key gross. What is going on?
What's going on, guys?
What's good, everyone? I'm your boy Mass.
And I'm Migs.
And this is Woof's Web. We are Woof Logik.
This is our podcast.
Yes, we're back. Well, I'm back from South Carolina. I actually caught a couple of strong accents out there. I was surprised, there was a decent amount of Hispanics.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like I remember, my boy was gone for 2 weeks because he went on a work trip. But my mom went out there last year, I think, to a wedding in South Carolina because she has family over there, and she told me when she came back, like there's like a big Mexican community out in South Carolina.
Yeah, in North Carolina too, because Pancho, he has some family out there.
Which is random as hell because why Carolina of all places?
Yeah, right. Well, I feel like you get a lot of like the Dominicans maybe, or Cubans, or maybe Puerto Ricans because it's the East Coast.
Yeah, but these are beaners out there.
Yeah, I see some beaners out there, and Guatemalans too, actually. So I did feel a little out of place, but every now and then you'll catch one and you'll be like, oh, like they just speak straight Spanish though. Like you don't see the Hispanics out there and they're speaking English. Like they're just straight like Spanish.
Damn.
Yeah, with like a strong accent. But yeah, me personally, I don't know, just walking everywhere is crazy. And there's like an older vibe out there too. It's like a lot of older people. Oh, I have a funny ass story. So my job, they paid for our suite, and in the hotel room or hotel downstairs, they have a bar and a restaurant. And so we would go to the bar every now and then and just eat.
Yeah.
And there was a situation where a drunk ass couple, they got dropped off by like an Uber or Lyft. So initially I seen an Uber, like the driver, he walked the lady in. But I thought maybe it was just her man. and then you see the drunk ass fool coming in, walking behind them, and he stumbles into the wall. and there's like a couch right next to right in the lobby. And so he seats the lady down, and she's just like head over the couch, like all like fucked up looking. And the dude, he finally sits down next to her.
Yeah.
And he's just like all up on her, like pretty much hand over the chi-chis and just like...
In the lobby?
Yeah, and kissing her neck and everything. And there's like just me and 3 others at the bar, and then the bartender, and we're just like fucking looking and just shaking our heads at it. Just like, it was funny entertainment, but that shit was low-key gross.
Did they end up having to call someone and tell them, hey, chill out?
Pretty much the bartender, yeah, because she was just like, man, they need to get a room. And then so she called, I don't know if he was a security because he didn't have like a security uniform or anything.
Yeah.
But he was just like the only man around that worked there. So called him up, and he went to go. It's funny, we watched the whole thing go down, and he went over there. He was just like, hey, young, or what do you say? He said, hey, kids, how we doing? How we doing tonight? And then they're just, I couldn't really make out what they were saying. They're probably mumbling a lot.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, so are y'all staying here tonight? And the dude said no. So the whole time he was just scrambling, trying to figure out, all right, what do I do with these people?
Yeah.
And they managed to get his ID, and they checked up at the front desk, and apparently he did have a room there, but he just didn't know, or he just didn't remember.
Yeah.
And so the whole time they're just trying to figure out how to get them up to the room because they couldn't even stand, and they really didn't want to touch them because so they look kind of like dirty, but not like homeless type. But for sure you could tell they just looked like mad, like oily and sweaty, and like their clothes was like a tint of like dirt.
That's crazy.
So I don't know where the hell they were or what happened, but yeah, the dude, so they're about to take them to the room, escort them, and the dude, when he stood up, his fucking shorts fell. you see his ass crack, bro.
That's funny.
And yeah, they were walking him up, and they ended up holding them by the arms and shit. I was like, oh hell no, you couldn't pay me enough to do that shit.
Nah, I mean,
well, you could pay me enough, but not that pay rate.
Yeah.
Like the hotel. Yeah, man, but that was probably like the highlight of the whole trip. But outside of that, it was cool. We went to the pier area, which was by Charleston.
If you had to say like how the city layouts look like, because how like we've been to like Arizona, Utah, like they all have like very unique layouts. What would you say look like compared to?
So over here, this is like the most trees This is for sure the most trees I've ever seen. Like the trees that divide areas, so it looks like you're in a small place of the town,
Yeah.
but really if you just drive around the trees, you'll see like a whole nother piece, and then you just drive around more trees. Because I feel like they just break down trees to build new like areas.
Especially out here.
Yeah, now here is just like just houses or buildings or just flat land.
Yeah.
And over there is just big ass, tall ass trees. Like if you walk in there, you'll get attacked by mosquitoes and just.
How's the weather out there?
The first week it rained a lot, but it was still obviously a little warm.
Yeah.
It wasn't as hot as I thought it'd be until like the last 2-3 days. That's when it was in the 90s though. So it's like obviously like anywhere where it's 90s gonna be hot. But I don't know. Everyone made it seem like it was just gonna be hot and sticky, but it wasn't really like that bad. It was only like that when it was actually hot, and the obviously the warehouse captures the heat a lot. So, but yeah. Also the layout that was interesting is I noticed it wasn't really too many like straight paths, like straight, because they're the neighborhoods and like the city areas.
Yeah.
They're not super close to each other, so there's not too many like symmetrical streets. It's kind of just like rounded roads or like highways, and so it's not straight up and down. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. And when you go to like, so from what I noticed in the air on the plane, is there's a lot of cul-de-sacs, but there's not neighborhoods. So you'll see like a straight road, and then you'll see a random cul-de-sac, and it's not like a straight like lollipop shape. It's like a slant, like a teardrop, or like a music note. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's crazy.
And then the neighborhoods, they have like big pieces of land, obviously, and then yeah, you just see like a lot of like swamp area, like little lakes here and there. Across from our warehouse, they said there was an alligator in there.
There's an alligator?
Yeah.
That's fire.
And there's a lot of armadillos.
Armadillos?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were a thing in the U.S.
Yeah, well, actually, you're right. I don't know. There's a lot of creatures out there, man. Sometimes I feel like California is just its own world.
Yeah.
And then everywhere else is just they have, natural disasters and crazy fucking animals and that we don't get out here, like deers and shit. Like we don't have deers out here.
We just have bum dogs and cats running around.
Yeah, but apparently they do like a lot of duck hunting over there. But yeah, we got treated pretty nice. And then at the fancy ass fucking restaurant we went, took my hat. They said I couldn't wear it.
Oh,
I didn't know though. I didn't know what type of restaurant we're going into.
Did they recommend you to that one? Because I remember you mentioned it to me that they were gonna take you guys out, but then they weren't able to.
Yeah, that was the restaurant. Like apparently he just wanted so obviously they pay for everything. If we go out somewhere to eat, they pay for it. It could be any restaurant, but this specific one is like their spot. They wanted to take us, and they dropped like $400 on us. And it's as soon as you walk in, bro, it's like dim lighting everywhere.
Yeah.
And a bunch of rich ass looking people.
Louis Beaner.
And then yeah, pretty much. And then you go upstairs, and then there's like this big ass piano, and they're just playing like all that classical music.
Yeah.
And everything on the menu is like $50 to like $300. And so we just went, all shared a tomahawk steak, and then we shared a big ass piece of duck, and it's kind of like a little sampler of seafood with oysters, lobster tails, and shrimp.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was bomb for sure. And lobster mac and cheese. That shit was gas. Yeah, their seafood out there is really good. They got a lot of oysters for sure. And then we went to downtown Charleston as well. And that's where, we just went bar hopping, but obviously, I'm not really trying to drink a lot right now. Yeah. So what's it called? I was just pretty much just watching Poncho in there and Anthony.
Poncho looked lit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was dope though. Surprisingly, the DJs over there, they're playing some decent music, like kind of like that mainstream EDM,
Yeah.
But I guess the big genre everywhere is like house music. It's like any like downtown area you go, you're probably gonna catch like the generic house DJs and just catch that style of music.
I mean, that's the vibe right now, house and techno.
Yeah, I feel like Knock 2 is like probably the most hype they're gonna get. Like aside from like the tech house, they're gonna go in there and dabble into like Knock 2, which is crazy, man. Because I remember when we first discovered Knock 2, I also discovered Cheyenne Giles.
Yeah,
and I don't know who was like quote unquote bigger, but I know they were like all coming up at the same time with ISOXO, and they're all from like San Diego. So I wonder if they had like the same management team or what. But I feel like for sure, just the so Cheyenne Giles, the only difference from him and Knock2 and ISOXO is the fact like the aesthetics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Noctu and ISO have very similar aesthetics.
They all share the same like sample packs or samples, and but the difference between them is just like the branding.
Yeah.
Whereas I Knock2 and ISOXO, they're going for like that, like what would you call it, like 80s, no, not 80s, probably like 90s or like 2000s, clothing aesthetic, but like
Yeah.
the raver or like emo scene stuff.
Yeah, it's like big shorts, tight shirts, wearing gloves,
Yeah.
and it's cool. It's an aesthetic, and they rock it really well. Like I could never wear it because I'm a fat piece of shit, but
Yeah.
they rock it really well.
Yeah, I've always fucked with that style, but just because it was like never me, it was
Yeah.
never my like I could never like, or at least in my head, I couldn't make it work.
Yeah, although I've always wanted to go for like a rave one time, like where like buy like those Jinko jeans everyone always talks about. But then I looked up how much they actually are. I'm like, never mind.
Oh yeah, those things are expensive, bro. Yeah, man, it's crazy how like I feel like I'm pretty sure back in the day it wasn't expensive, but
Nah,
like
it's-
now it's just like those people, they know that it probably is like all customized attire,
Yeah.
so it's obviously going to be a little bit more, and just knowing that it has like a very niche audience for that style, they have to price it up,
Yeah, they need have like New Balances and like even like that like I'm not gonna say weird. It's like that black gothy like where they're like super. It almost looks like
punk rock, like
punk rock, but also kind of sometimes they look like they're cyberware, but sometimes they look like they're bums straight out. And then you know how like there's people like, oh, what's your rate your fit, and it's like some like bum ass sweater with like just a bunch of holes in it, and it's like $1,500, and like because it's like Rick Owens. I'm like, who the fuck is Rick Owens?
Yeah, man, that stuff's crazy, but it's dope, man. I mean, they pulled it off for sure. I can't do the nail polish on myself though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always chewing my nails, so I just be chewing acrylic if that happen.
Yeah, man. But how's it all been since you've been gone, or since I've been gone?
It's been quiet, man. Like just been working on the music, the like, specific song you told me to work on. That one was kind of a pickle because there's different directions I wanted to take it because well, I can't go into details right now, but I'll tell you after. But I mean, it sounds cool right now. Like I finally settled on a way, and it's kind of like almost basically done.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that, and then just working, hanging out with Andrea. Had that incident with Kitty last Monday. That was just random as hell, but
Wait, incident?
remember when I had to take her to the hospital?
Oh yeah.
And then so I had to do that, but it was mad chill. Like there wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? I actually started working on that big set we got coming. I was just kind of going through because for this specific set, I want to go through pretty much my whole laptop's folder because every time I do that, so I never really go through the whole 11,000 songs I have, but I have like a folder of like maybe 2,500 songs that I feel like are good for
Us.
for us in this time of age we're in or whatever. But for this specific one, you never know what type of hidden gem or like forgotten classic you'll find.
Yeah.
So I'm going through like my whole 11,000 song folder and just pretty much canceling out what's not going to make the cut or what has potential. And so I started doing that, but really I've been just working so much at work. So
Yeah, man, you were telling me like they're like you had the option to just work the normal schedule, but then they like you could work up to 6 days if you guys wanted.
no, we could work 7 days over there.
7?
Bro. Yeah,
That's crazy.
7. But we
My
only
boss would have threw a fit. They were like, "Why you here?"
yeah. Well, it's because South Carolina, their laws are different. So they don't have the 5-hour lunch rule. They don't have they let you work 7 days a week.
Man, California's pussy.
Well, probably a lot of people made complaints out here, and that's why they made laws.
Yeah.
But yeah, over there, they're pretty much they would ask me a bunch of questions about California, and they would be like shocked at like what we have to deal with and what we have to do, and then it kind of changed their perspective. Like, oh fuck LA or fuck Cali.
So you know how like that warehouse, like sorry we can talk about the job, but I was just curious, like you know how like that warehouse is because it's shutting down. That's why they need the extra help because they're worried about people leaving. Like, what was like the job description? Like, were you still just like loading regular stuff, like how you would here, or were you like actually like trying to like slowly downscale the warehouse?
No, yeah, it was straight just functioning like a normal warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is just they don't have the employees. So their warehouse is like ours where it's empty. It's just they bring in the inbound and they slot the outbound and then the loaders send it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same function, same everything. And we because they're always like they had to have a lot of people do overtime, so we would always take turns. Loading, slotting, or offloading.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little bit of everything every day. But for the most part, I was a loader, just because we're the fastest ones.
Yeah. They're like, damn, you guys are that fast.
And then, bro, yeah, everyone over there, they're so fucking lazy. They did not want to do shit.
Nah, I forget who the fuck was telling me. I think it was the South Carolina warehouse too. Like, they would have like, I don't know if this was the case now, but they would have the verifier like wrap the pallets that needed to be wrapped, and then the slaughters would just wait for the pallets to be wrapped.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really pay much attention to that, but yeah, I think the verifiers would wrap it, which I don't know. It's not that big of a deal, but they don't really have much to worry about anyway. They only have 12 clubs, so
Oh man, that's easy.
yeah. The thing that slows it down is their system. Their system is like fucking, I don't know, it's ridiculous. So how for us, everything's in that one page where you just slot with it,
Mm-hmm.
you can load with it, you can, it's all just one scan. Scan it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, for us, half the forklifts don't have a screen or anything, so you have to use the little handheld ones,
Oh
and those fucking suck.
yeah, they
But
do.
but their system in general is weird. You gotta go into the slotting tab. You can't. There's no all in one. It's either a loading or a slotting or an unloading. Like they all have their own little page. But even to go to those pages, you have to wait for the fucking loading screen for 5 seconds each time.
That's trap.
So I had to scan a pallet and press that I'm done, and that way it takes me to the scanning to the slotting section.
Oh wow.
So you have to scan it, press done, and then take it to the slotting, and then press done, and then if I want to load, I have to back out, go to load, and then scan it, and then press enter, and it won't even show me the weight on the same screen, the weight or the cube. I would have to go in there fucking blind. But thankfully, I know all the material already and all the weight.
It's the same material, right? That we get.
Yeah. Thankfully, I know everything already by memory. Otherwise, I have to keep pressing on another page to check the weight and all that.
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying. It's such a hassle. And yeah, I don't know. Apparently, they're supposed to set them up with the same system we have, but they never did it.
And they're already closing down, so there's
Yeah,
no point.
Yep. So, but even then, bro, I still got it down quick as fuck. They made it seem like that's the reason why they struggle so much is because yeah, we only have 12 clubs, but you could still stretch out the workday. But hell no, bro, you can still do that shit quick as fuck. It's just everyone there is lazy, bro.
They got third shift mentality.
Yeah, literally, bro. There were so many times where you would just see them just. So they had like maybe 2 loaders, and one of them would just be there. He would just start a trailer,
Yeah.
and he would load in 1 stack, and then park his forklift in front of that door, and just be gone for a good hour.
What?
Like
the fuck?
he'll leave his forklift and just go to his car or something, and he'll come back. And that was like pretty much every other employee there. The same thing, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. The supervisors there were funny though. Like they know what's up. They already acknowledged that that's just how what they gotta deal with. And
Yeah.
they got no other option. But apparently they invited us back, and Anthony and Francisco are probably gonna go, but not me. We got Katie's birthday coming up,
Yeah.
which is gonna be fun. We're actually gonna be dressing like the what's called
Like the
shuffle,
09, yeah, the shuffle era.
the shuffle era, swag era. We're gonna be dressing up in that theme. So if you guys didn't know already, I used to have a shuffle crew back then called SOS.
What did it stand for again?
It honestly, all right. So we start off. It's gonna be funny. So we started off as SPK. That was Sour Patch Kids, and then we changed it because obviously I don't know, Sour Patch Kids kind of a little corny, whatever.
Yeah.
Changed it to SOS, which was also another corny thing, Swagged Out Shuffler. So then we changed it to Styles of Steelos, which also kind of sounds stupid because of Styles of Styles, essentially. And
Yeah.
so we just went with just, I mean, for me at least, a lot of people they held on to the abbreviations as like a joke or to like a way to roast us or make fun
Yeah.
of us. So, but really, it was just SOS, like just SOS. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
what was it, what's it originally? Save Our Souls or
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, there's like an abbreviation for SOS, like kind of like all alerting for help or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we just kept the SOS playing, and yeah, so the whole style back then was just rocking a crew neck, and you have like your crew's logo on it in the front, and in the back, whether it be in the bottom or the top, you have your little nickname. And so there's that style with the crew necks with the button ups under it, or like cut sleeve flannels over it.
Yeah.
You also have people wearing those shants where they just cut their skinny jeans, or they just cut the little slit where the ankle's at, so that way it goes over your shoes.
I never did that.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried that one time, but I hated those pants after that. I was like, I hate the way it looks. You got Chucks, like Converse. You got Vans. You got moccasins. You got let's see what else. What are the aesthetic? I know people started leaning into Reeboks, and there's this one style circa shoes, but yeah, we're all gonna be dressing like that for Kitty's birthday party, and probably make a little video. People used to make fucking shuffle battles, and it would be funny, man. Sometimes at school, people would form a circle, do a shuffle battle, and you see security pull up thinking there's like a fight going down.
That's funny.
Yeah, or you wear bright ass fucking colored skinny jeans, checkered jeans, fucking jeans that look like a bird shit on them.
Yeah. Then people wear Elmo t-shirts. Remember that?
Yeah, Elmo t-shirts, or the Kanye West glasses.
The rabbit tails, or like the
No,
the
not
little-
rabbit tails.
like the little
The fox. It'll be fox tails, raccoon tails, or skunks.
Yeah. Or um the a lot of people were fucking with the Tyga's like fashion label Tiza for a while, so they're fucking like knockoff stuff because they're
Lost Kings.
Yeah, it'd be way too expensive for the middle school. High
Wait, was it
schoolers.
Lost Kings or Last Kings?
Last Kings, I think.
Yeah, with the Pharaoh logo. on
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So people would rock that, but it'd always be knockoffs because the actual shit would be way too expensive.
Yeah, bro. People were always making the wood necklaces.
I love booby bracelets.
Oh yeah, yeah. So pretty much dressing as like 2009 to 2012. I feel like 13 people are already kind of like trending out of that.
Yeah.
But that was a good little run, man. A lot of people were rocking just the most fucking ugliest shit. If you look back at it, and
It was a look for sure.
yeah, and that's why I feel like nowadays that new era is pretty much just dressing like a cholo.
Yeah, that's why I can't hate on like the cholo, like the Edgar look, because I'm
Yeah.
like, I mean, we were no better. Like I'm sure like our people our like our age from back then, and like, look at these dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah, but and then the girls, same thing, bro. They wear like the spaghetti straps with like a hoodie over, or like they'll wear I don't know. They have like thin eyebrows sometimes.
Teased up hair.
Yeah. Well, I wonder what next trend's coming up. If you guys got any predictions, comment below. Let us know.
Please.
But let's see what else is coming up. EDC just passed. I saw Fred again was the surprise guest.
Dude, I was
low-key, a
so
little
butthurt
salty.
because I was like, you know what? I was like, all right, cool. I get to see his live stream. I hate that the fact that Insomnia gives the artists options to deny their live stream. And
Yeah,
I'm like, don't give them that option because a lot of people are going to say no.
yeah. So I found like a YouTube video. Someone recorded it, and it's decent quality, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like his set, all good songs, a lot for the most part. But the problem is a lot of people were turned off to it. Apparently, like just saying it was too slow.
What's
And-
the vibe, man? It's not like it's going to be like hype music.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people went into it. They figure him out, or they discover Fred again through TikTok,
Dan Skrillex.
Instagram. But the thing is, like, they go into it with the expectations to hear like just bangers and shit like that, or like they'll hear a lot of songs like the ones that obviously blew up.
Like Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble, or what's the other one? Turn Off the Lights.
Turn off the lights.
But the thing is, when he does his live show, because it's essentially like a half live show, half like DJing.
Yeah.
In between songs, he kind of just lets like a
He lets it
very ambient sound just float for a while.
Okay, so
and so it could take a while to transition from song to song. So pretty much, you for the average like listener, they're probably gonna get a little bored.
they don't deserve to see that set.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but those that do like really just care about just being, I feel like it's more of like an experience. You can't listen to it
Yeah.
on SoundCloud or YouTube.
Because I had called Mondo the next day and I asked him, he was like, bro, that shit was a vibe. When he played Delilah, I was like, damn. And I was like, damn, I know it is. Because like you have to like be aware of like what kind of artist he is. If you're just going in blind, like Mike was saying, like those songs, you're gonna be, in this case, actually turned off because it's not like what you thought it was gonna be like. And especially because I think I was talking to Malik on Friday, he was telling me that Fortet was actually like throwing down. He was actually the one that was playing the bangers. So people were like, "Oh hell yeah, it's gonna be like this," and then it being more of a vibe kind of set.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, you really got to look into the artist before you go in and catch a set.
Yeah,
But no one knew that it was going to, well, people figured it out on the weekend of.
yeah,
But yeah, I listened to it. I fucked with it for sure, but it would be a much better thing live
yeah,
because, you got to be around the good vibes, the good energy. And then yeah, I feel like that was for sure something I really wish I could have saw live. I was listening to man, because I was listening to some live streams because I would be at work while it was still going on because
yeah.
I'm 3 hours ahead. So I would be at work and it
Did
would
you
barely.
catch like the tail end of them, like a couple of them?
I caught the tail end of Cascade. He threw down. He threw some like techno. Well, I feel like a lot of his sets are techno nowadays,
Yeah.
but it's like that melodic techno. Let's see who else I see. Oh, I listen to Sarah Landry's on YouTube. I feel like she's like more of like a side artist, right? Like a side techno.
So a lot of the big trend lately with the techno artists is they be doing like the techno kit, but with the side
Like
with the side bass,
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
which I mean it's cool. Like, but then I was actually mentioning to Alex, my cousin, I was like, I like it when it breathes. Like Nico does it, but he does it here and there, not
Yeah.
too crazy. But like she's all about that shit. Like most of her sets kind of like that kind of kick.
Yeah, so I heard that. I was actually surprised. I feel like maybe I just haven't really heard enough Sarah Landry sets. But for sure, I heard a lot of that. There was a fucking artist though, man. I'm trying to think, but they were throwing the fuck down.
Shlomo?
No.
On the Neon Garden, or was it Circuit Ground?
Oh yeah, it was. Fuck. Let me see the girl. I was texting Mondo and Alex. I told them because I knew they weren't gonna be at Neon Garden at the time, so I was like, dude, you guys need to go over there. Let me see. But it was some girl. I never heard of her before. I just was randomly listening to their set, and fuck man, let me see.
It's also annoying because EDC, once it's over, they remove any set times, like lineups. They just remove all of it.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because we like, why? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. Oh, her name's, all right, I'm probably gonna fuck this name up. Chelina Manuhutu.
Yeah, I can't.
Chelina Manuhutu, but she was a girl, and she was playing around like 12 o'clock noon on Friday, I believe. Yeah, like 12:30 noon, 12:30 at midnight. But yeah, she was fucking bangers, man. I never heard of her before. It was early in the night for the most part, like in their time.
But what day was this?
Day one.
Oh, because day two, I heard this fire ass set. It was some guy else. I think he was playing Circuit Grounds. His name was like Ben Helmsley, and I was like, at first I thought it was Benny Benassi because I just heard Ben and I saw Ben in the chat, and then I'm like, oh, it must be Benny Benassi, and he was playing like some dope ass fucking like techno. I'm like, yo, who is this guy? And it's like Ben Helmsley. I'm like, damn. And I'm trying to look for his live set, but I can't find it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also listened to Maddox. He was pretty cool.
I hate. There's one thing I will hate is like, you know how everyone's like posting like their live streams and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot like the sound is mad inconsistent. Some sets are really low.
Matroda's really low, bro.
Yeah, like Mouthpiece is too. Like Maddox was okay. He wasn't too bad, but like there's like other artists was low and then others was normal. And I'm like who like is this the sound engineer? Or is this the live stream?
I
Like,
think it was a live stream.
Because it's annoying. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like having my like headphones all the way in full blast and it's barely anything.
Yeah, there was a lot of problems I saw with the audio on the live streams, on the comments.
And then I'd get a text. I'm like, my ear.
Ding, all loud. Yeah, man. I'm really surprised that they put Sarah Landry in Circuit Grounds last minute only because it was last minute. You know, it makes sense though. You know, it's crazy though because I feel like the only who did they have last year? Charlotte DeWitt on
Yeah.
Circuit Ground. So she was like the first one to actually be on like a different stage, not Neon Garden. So the fact that they put Sarah Landry so quick, like, so remember I told you like they were gonna put Sarah Landry early and not like closers type shit because she's like new to Insomniac.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised, you know, it just goes to show like she really is like probably the face of techno right now.
I mean, I totally saw that coming in. That's why I thought when they threw her in the Near Garden originally, I was like, I don't know how that's gonna work out. But then they obviously took into account what happened at Beyond.
Yeah, and I heard it was still packed as fuck.
Yeah, it looked packed. I was like, God damn.
So it's just crazy, man. It's just what do you do with these people?
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta pretty much, if you're willing to deal being like a sardine, then go for it. But
Another live set I saw that, well, not saw, but I listened back to, I liked a lot, was Crank That. Like he's been really getting into his own style. And then like I would sometimes catch a glimpse on my lift of like his live stream. And I'm like, he was the last set at Basepod and he had that place packed out. And I was like, damn, it's just crazy.
fucking Green Velvet and John Summit had that shit packed out. They're on Kinetic Field, bro. Until it closed, they still had it past like the third pillar
That's crazy.
in the crowd. It's crazy. It looked like no time would even flew. Like it was still like peak hour type shit.
I understand that there are some other stages that was like, okay, they probably won't have like a big enough crowd and appeal to have a live stream, but I wish they would have at least had it for Cosmic Metal too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
There are some artists I would have loved to see.
Yeah, I wish they just live streamed every stage.
Yeah.
I think they do that for Tomorrowland, maybe for like maybe for like 4 stages.
No, I think the only one that ever actually does is Coachella. They live stream all their tents.
Yeah, well, I hope y'all have fun at EDC. Was there any other like crazy story out of it? I seen Deadmau5 posted on his visuals, Grimes.
You did? That's
that fucking while she was train wrecking. I don't remember. I think his audio he was doing it on purpose too, like making like a fucked up little audio thing too. Like he was like as if he was fucking up.
He's a fucking troll, dude.
Yeah. Let's see. Man, what else is going down?
As far as the EDM news.
Yeah. Anything that happened like over the week, while I was gone, pretty much. Anything for EDC? Any other story that popped off from EDC?
Nah, not really. I mean, like a lot of it is just.
I seen they're offering the helicopters round trips. That's just like $900 to $1,000 round trip.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I almost did that one time though. But I was like, nah, that's just too expensive. That's just.
Well, I feel like it was cheaper back then.
It was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it was like $500-$600 back then, and then now it's like $600 or $700 one way, and then $300 the way back. So that's something for sure I would want to do though. Like I think we actually mentioned it before. You know, the first EDC we do, we're getting that shit. We could be playing fucking
our car stage.
Yeah, we could be playing our car. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna fly in.
Oh yeah, that'd be fire.
You know what? There were some our car takeovers. Let's see. Pickle was playing Rhino Bus.
Malik was telling me that Pickle was way too packed, which I'm like, this is crazy because I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't know. I mean, he fired, but I didn't know he had pull like that.
Hell yeah, bro. He blew up quick. Like this dude was over here headlining Academy already within like maybe a couple months of actually like blowing up, you know?
Yeah.
So he was actually willing to. I seen the picture, and I don't know how motherfuckers walked through that area. I wonder. I wish I was there to experience the new layout, so I had like a good opinion on it. But for the most part, I haven't heard any complaints. The only thing is, of course, the usual: the water, the
parking,
the bathroom lines and shit. Which I don't know. I don't know how you can ever really get that shit down at this point.
Nah, I mean it's just the name of the game. It's just always gonna be like that, especially with how many people they want to be like coming out of EDC and stuff. Yeah, like that.
Supposedly they had 500,000 over the whole weekend. I don't know how those numbers really make sense because it's the same people going in every day. So unless they're selling 500,000 per day, or like actually from 500,000 tickets total.
We just side note, we just got a raise.
Oh, we did at work?
Yeah, I got a text saying we got a $1 raise coming.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I mean, a dollar's a dollar.
Yeah, $1 is a dollar. So that's cool. Hopefully that goes into my next paycheck then. Yeah. Shit. No, probably not. It's probably gonna
your check because it's like It's gonna be this check and then a next check coming. Wait, this past check and this next check are gonna be the like fat ones, right? Cause
For me,
yeah, because like half the check, half 1 week was
oh
that.
yeah. So well,
Well, this closing number was just like this. Was this one that came right now was a big one for you?
this past one, yeah, it's gonna be it was a big one, and this coming one's gonna be a big one
Yeah.
too. But I'm trying to see if that dollar raise is gonna be on this coming one, since we already did half our week,
Yeah.
I mean not half our week, half the paycheck. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. But that'd be cool because of all that double time I did.
Yeah.
Shit, fat ass fucking paycheck.
Did taxes tell you?
Did they? I went exempt. Yeah, I went exempt.
Smart.
So it wasn't too bad, but it was still a decent amount of.
So you're like, you're gonna take none of my overtime money right now.
Yeah, man. What other festivals coming up soon?
Well, day trip was this past weekend, I think.
I didn't really see too many people post about it though.
No, nothing too crazy.
Hard Summer's the next big one.
Yeah, but I don't. Since we're not gonna go into that, I've never like it's just not registered to me about
I wonder when the lineup's gonna drop. It should drop soon because EDC just finished up. I think EDC. No. Hard Summer and Nocturnal lineups usually come pretty neck and neck, I think. And then
Wait, well, Hard Summer lineup already came out though.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Well, okay, so since Hard Summer's lineup dropped already, the next is Nocturnals. I think that comes in June.
Hey June.
Oh, and that's the only one at Glen Helen. So if you guys really love the outdoor vibe or like the nature vibe, go to Nocturnal. I've always loved that venue. It's
Me too.
super green. The tough part is the downhill walk that you get from when you enter. You have to go downhill, and then that's where you see everything. It's like a whole little funnel of stages.
Yeah. You will get sick after. It's just
for sure.
It's a lot of pollen and dust.
You got to rock a little mask, a face mask. Otherwise, you're going to have all the black mochos and shit.
Yeah. And then it actually ends early, too. It ends at 12.
It starts at 3 and ends at 12. That's one of like, I really wish they still kept it going till 2.
These rich ass people that live over there complain about the noise too much.
Yeah. I remember initially thinking like, what the fuck, who even lives around there? But then, you go outside and you see like a whole lonely ass road of just little houses separated. Yeah. And then you got like college town across the freeway. So I don't know if maybe they can hear it. I think I have heard some people say like they live around like North Rialto or North San Bernardino.
Yeah.
They say they do hear the music pretty loud.
Thumping.
That shit is thumping. Camping though, they have camping too. If you guys want to go camp, go camp over there.
Or sneak in.
Sneak in, crazy. We can't promote that shit.
I know. But people do it though.
Yeah, a lot of people do sneak in. They sneak in through the camping area and then they go in through the to the festival. But just prepare it. There's gonna be some lines to shower. That's for sure. I don't know, man. I'm not built for camping. That's what I come to realize.
You're not an outdoorsman like that?
Nah, man. It's just the sleeping part is a big thing for me. I love being in like a camping environment, but when it comes down to my sleep, I can't sleep, bro.
Yeah,
it gets too hot in that tent. It feels like you're like in a little sauna.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I was at Lost Lands because like we closed up the tent and I was like it was low-key like fucking getting humid in there and sweaty, and so I opened up like the little screen thing, but then it was cold as air. I'm like,
or you're gonna get bugs, a hella bugs on you.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, so it's I feel like you could do camping if you're like fully equipped, but for when it comes to rave camps, like you're always gonna be missing something. There's always gonna be something that you just don't have enough room for to take. Because obviously a lot of people they go camping with like RVs or trucks.
Yeah.
But with us, a lot of time, we go car camping, and there's only so much you could fit in there while fitting your people in there. And so you gotta make some sacrifices when it comes to rave camping. I do want to do Tomorrowland's camping, but
they have camping.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's a big camping festival, but I don't know. Just because I don't really want to deal with the traveling from hotel to there and not knowing the with having that language barrier, it's pretty tough. But
yeah, I mean there is a language barrier, but I think the beauty about Europe is like it like they'll have their native language, and then like English is also very like very heavily pushed into their education system.
True. I think my main thing is reading everything.
Oh, that's true.
because I highly doubt they have English on under it or whatever. But you know, I
Oh,
really
there was a thing that random thing with DJ Snake where he just said "fuck Tomorrowland,"
oh yeah.
and I'm like, why the necessary beef?
I was reading comments. Apparently, this was management has had problems with
Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland's management,
That's funny.
and then supposedly Tomorrowland has had a history with managing artists pretty poorly.
Well, I mean, it's to be expected. Not to be expected, but like they have like a shit ton of artists. They're playing their festival for
Yeah.
2 weekends, so I imagine there's slip ups here and there.
Yeah, I'd really love to have like the insight on like how they pretty much are organized, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like hundreds of artists.
Yeah, it's a huge scale. Like just even logistically, like how like stage setups are, like how they buy vendors. Like it's always interesting to me.
Yeah. That is crazy though. You know, I feel like this is the first like company beef we've had, and it's not even between Insomniac. It's just DJ Snake being the one calling him out
I wonder
and saying EDC is way better than Tomorrowland.
I wonder how Pascal was like, fuck, why you put me like that?
Yeah, man. I really want to know the backstory about it all.
Yeah.
So maybe one day Snake will pull up on a podcast, hopefully ours, and talk about it. You know, DJ Snake actually used to follow us on Twitter, but he unfollowed everybody on there.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget when it was. Must have been like a year or two ago. He just unfollowed every single person.
There's I'm not gonna get names, but there are certain artists that has followed us when they're like I wouldn't say they either around our level or at least a little bit bigger, and then they blew up, and then I looked and like they stopped following us. I'm like, all right,
We didn't make the cut.
we didn't make the cut.
Oh, since today's Memorial Day, do you have any like family members that were in the army or anything?
Well, not currently, but like I don't think I've mentioned it to you guys before. My oldest nephew, he's gonna join the Marines this summer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's all in. He's about to go into the fort in San Diego. He's gonna go out there this summer.
Dude, I remember my brother Jeremy was trying to join. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, and like at first we thought he was like kidding, but this is something he's always been wanting to do, and like he's like really passionate about it. And I'm like, all right, man, it seems like you're really like this is what you want to do. So I'm like, we all support him about it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Well, I guess he's a guy, so it's not as bad. But when I was over there in Carolina on the news, there's a story. I don't know. I don't remember which base it was. Maybe actually it might have been Texas. Apparently, another girl she died in there.
Oh, that's great. And then because it's such a hush thing, where like they'll do anything like to save like to make sure shit doesn't get out, and it's already hard to get out. It is.
Yeah, but yeah, apparently she must have been killed, but they haven't really determined the cause of death.
Yeah.
They just found her dead on base. So I don't know. There's a lot of fishy stuff, so that's why I just prefer my family stays out of it. You know.
Yeah.
But if you do it, all respect to you. I know for the most part, everyone gets out of it fine. It's just that you never know type shit.
Yeah.
I don't know which branch is like the worst, quote unquote.
I mean, I think they're all. I don't know.
They all have stigmas about them.
Yeah, they all do. Like my friend Randy, he's technically still in the army, but he's on reserves.
It's probably army because those are the ones that go. They're the ones that are actually a part of the fights or the wars. Well, everyone is, but they're the ones at the forefront.
Yeah, he told me this funny story. I don't know if this happens in every other branch, but in the army they gas you. To prep you, and like they're just in the chair and people are like crying and throwing up or trying their best to like hold it in. And then he told him his CO, his commanding officer, the guy that was doing it, he was like he's trying to be the big tough guy and like just trying to like, man, y'all some pussies, and basically just berate him about like not being able to do it. And so he gets in there and he immediately passes out because he was in there for too long.
Yeah, man, those tests are crazy. I've seen the ones where they tie like weight to you and they throw your ass in the water.
I think that's for Marines.
Yeah, man. Fuck that
Marines
shit.
and Navy.
Fuck that shit, man. I can't do that.
I mean, I barely swim.
I'll die in that bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then also, I can't hold my breath that long, and like just in general, like it's like you obviously you train for that, but I can only hold my breath for maybe like 25 seconds at most, and then I'm like, I can go longer, but then I'm like, this probably shouldn't be hurting like this.
Hey man, that means you need to change your fucking eating habits.
Big bag activities here. When did that start becoming a thing? You see now all over social media, big back like people like
Oh, big back.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it has to do. I don't know.
I know why the like, it's because like you're saying like oh you eat too much you'd be like a fat person because a fat person has a big back. But I'm like when was that like a thing now? Because I'm barely seeing this happen now.
It must have been recent, within the past year,
Yeah,
because that's a bunch of fucking terminologies come out in the last year.
yeah, it's too much to keep track
Yeah, it probably has to do with like the linebacker girls,
of.
those big body ones, I guess.
Big back.
Because it's for sure not about those athletic foods that are like trying to fucking be shaped like a Dorito or anything like that.
Yeah,
I feel like I didn't really get to keep up with social media lately, bro, because I was just working,
yeah,
and every time I would check, it's already time to go to sleep, and I can only look at so much, but I know there has to be some shit that went down that I just missed out on.
Oh, there is a really good podcast I've been listening to that I've been binging the hell out of is the Undertaker's one.
Oh, I listened to some clips. I watched some
Nah,
clips.
it's really entertaining. I will say so him and the guy he's doing it with, they're mad Southern guys, so they have like the real Southern draw. So sometimes it can get not a sound. The sound of it sounds boring, but what they're talking about is very entertaining. So I kind of just push past it. But like they're like a lot of times when they have guests, like they had Tony Hinchcliffe, that was pretty funny, and I think the best one I've seen so far is the one where he had Mark Henry, because that fool Mark Henry is funny as fuck. That fool almost
Yeah, he is.
he literally almost killed Shawn Michaels because I guess he's like a big hothead, and so that fool Owen Hart, the fool that passed away from falling,
Yeah.
I guess him used to be like boys, and then he told him back in the day, he's like, fool, you need to stop getting so mad because they're gonna keep making fun of you because you get mad too easy, and that fool almost fought JBL because of it. Well, he actually literally cornered him under like some bleachers and told him like, man, if you stop the jokes, the next time I see you, you're gonna walk out in a wheelchair. And that fool pussied out. He's like, it's only because we get you, it makes you mad.
Yeah, man. The people that's what makes it fun about punking on. Well, not fun. That's what keeps people continuing to do it. It's just like
Yeah.
when they see you're an easy target, they always gotta like poke that jab at you.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't show them your cards. Like you just gotta brush it off or lean
Mhm.
into it, and then they'll eventually stop.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't know. That's I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm losing my train of thought as well. Yeah, man. I listened. I was actually listening to some WWE shit too, or like wrestling shit. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of these wrestlers are coming out with podcasts, and it's cool because you get to hear like all the backstories about shit.
Yeah.
Like I love listening to shit with Randy Orton and Triple H and like pretty much all the Attitude Era guys.
Yeah, they always have interesting stories.
Yeah, I feel like for sure the 2000s, the early 2000s and the late 90s, that's when like a lot of like it was like it was like when wrestling was finally getting its like momentum going strong.
Yeah.
And so you get to hear both sides of WWE when it was just like people were making pennies and then they're finally like blowing up, and like you would see some people like the favoritism kick in, you would see the nepotism kick in, you would see like all of that. So hearing the stories of people grinding and just I don't know, because when you're a kid, you see how they get treated, and you're just kind of left confused. Like,
Yeah.
why are these people keep changing their branding? Why do they keep changing?
I mean, it's interesting. Like, I mean, at least for us, man, because we're big wrestling artists, so it's always nice to see a peek behind the curtain, see what's going on.
Yeah. So especially with Cody Rhodes, I remember being so confused at like all his branding changes.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get to hear in the future, like on podcasts, why they did it, what kind of state of mind they were in, or like the fact that they were almost fired if they weren't gonna do it, or if they
Yeah.
did do it. You know what I mean? It's just the same thing with John Cena. Like when he made the decision to keep changing his brands and why he would do it, like you would have never thought he was almost fired, and you would
imagine.
yeah. And then I remember I listened to something about like Triple H like getting with Stephanie McMahon. He actually got like a lot of hate for that from the WWE wrestlers.
Yeah, there's been like people jealous. Like that's what happened with in Undertaker. He interviewed Michelle McCool, which is his wife.
Same thing, yeah.
And she got mad. Hey, like she got berated by the girls because the girls were jealous because she's like, oh, she's only getting the spots because she's Undertaker's girlfriend. And then even the writers were like, she even said like one time she like walked in the room exactly when the writers like yelled out, "Well, if she wasn't the Undertaker's girlfriend, she would be fired already." And then she was like right there already listening to them. Like, man, she like went through hell, and it was sad because like if you really think about it, like the women's batches like back then, like with they're only like maybe like 2 minutes, and then like the rest of it was just them coming out. Like they
Mhm.
really were. She said like there was a point where like they wouldn't even be allowed to kick or punch or anybody. Or there was there's a specifically one time she was in a match. You think with like it was Layla or Mickey James, and they went she went backstage and they told her, oh, you have to go back out because that match was too good and you're making the guys look bad. So they really had to go really redo a match and make it look shittier.
Yeah, when before, so I think it's SmackDown. No, which one is it that's live? That was live, and then the other one wasn't.
Raw was always live. SmackDown,
It was recorded the same day, and they could make edits on that one.
yeah, and it'd be shown on Fridays.
Yeah, that's how it was back then. But now I think they're both actually live.
Yeah.
But back then they would record both in the same day. And I remember when I went to my first live show, I was confused as fuck at that too. I was like, I thought I was just here for Raw,
Yeah.
and it changes to SmackDown. But yeah. So one of the channels that I listen to, Maven. I don't know if you listen to him or watch him.
He's that one guy you told me, right? That
The
he's
bald
that,
head dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually talks like a lot about all that shit. It's like super insightful. You know, he was one of like the nobody wrestlers, but you know, he knew a bunch. Like he was in it long enough to have like gone through everything, like with
Yeah.
the wrestling action figures to the pay-per-views, like how that shit works, like the rollout. You get like everyone's script pretty much, not script, like, but you get the whole like what's supposed to go down pretty much.
Yeah.
And only very few things are surprises. And but yeah, it's interesting. If you guys are into WWE, go listen to Maven or go watch his videos on YouTube. And he tells you how much he made on this, and that. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, for sure, I know I'm gonna start making some video stuff for our next release. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all that. I think today our guest mix for group chat is supposed to drop. And if you guys don't see it today, it's for sure coming soon. So make sure you guys go check out our guest mix with group chat as well.
Yes.
And yeah, I think that's everything. You know, it's cool to be back finally in California. Fucking, I missed it for sure.
We missed you.
Oh, and yeah. So I hope you guys have a good time. Hope you guys like this episode, and we'll see y'all soon.